other team's offenses when Emmanuel Clase.
Nice.
Oh, look
Nice
at that.
nuggets.
You'll be here all week, won't you?
Thank you. Let's talk about it, though.
Go
He's
ahead.
been unbelievable. The Guardians back in action tonight
Yes.
against the Padres.
Yes.
So the
By the
question
way, does
simply
Jay have to
is-
do a 5-minute apology to Emmanuel Clase for dogging him before the season?
No, I'm actually glad you brought that up. What I said was, he's not the guy I thought he was.
Yeah.
But boy, I quickly, by maybe the end of April, I'm like, okay, he's got movement to his fastball now. What's changed him is his cutter. He's throwing it 99 miles an hour, and it's unhittable to lefties. They can't touch it.
Well, and here's the thing, too.
But you're right. I was hard on him.
Yeah, well, I was hard on Josh Naylor, and I was wrong about Josh Naylor.
But I
He's
was
coming
wrong.
around.
I was absolutely wrong on
It's
Clase.
good to be wrong about that.
He is the best closer in the game. It's not an
There's no,
argument.
you know what really is outstanding about him? You're right, the cutter made the difference, and is a big part of this. His command.
He's throwing
He
strikes.
don't walk anybody.
No, his strikes to Ks to walk ratio.
The best.
The best in baseball,
And because
not just amongst closers.
He's not, like, in terms of the best closers in baseball, he's not near the top in terms of strikeouts per 9. Like, there's other guys.
No, but he's averaging more than 1 per 9.
Right, which is good.
Yeah,
But there's,
the Mets is like, I think the Mets
Edwin
closers-
Diaz is
Edwin
almost-
Diaz is
four-
over 2.
Right.
Oh, he's over 2 per. No, I thought he was at like 14 Ks per 9.
Yeah, there's a number of, like, Liam Hendricks
was.
is high, Kenley Jansen's really
Yeah.
high on that. But those guys all walk guys.
Yeah.
You know, he don't walk. I think
And
the
you know
strikeout
what?
to walk ratio is like 9-1.
It is.
It's
9.
ridiculous.
And the worst thing a closer can do is come in and not throw strikes.
Yeah, you give him a hit, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
it's gonna
and guys will
make
get
him earn
hits.
it on.
But when you look at his batting average against, I think it's like 189, something
His
like that.
whip is like 060
His
something.
whip is 65.
Oh, his whip. You
Yeah.
can't.
His
His whip's
whip is
amazing.
0.65.
For those who don't know, some fans don't know. Whip
Thank
is
you.
walks and hits
per 9.
divided by innings pitched.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's anything under 1 is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, even 1 is really good.
1 is fantastic, but if you're below 1, it's ridiculous. He's at 0.65.
Yeah, it's absurd.
His ERA is 1.25 or somewhere in there.
Right.
His numbers, it's not an argument right now. It's not.
The only guy close, I think, is Edwin Diaz of the Mets.
He is the best in
He's
the
close.
National League, but I would still take Clase.
And just to add in real quick, check out these numbers. Diaz is at 17.7 strikeouts per 9, by the way, so literally almost 2 per inning.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it's not over 2. That over 2 is minor
It's
league
right
stuff.
at 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
right at 2. But when you look at these numbers, they got him for Corey Kluber.
Who made
Right.
1 start for the Rangers.
He pitched
I
1
got hurt
inning.
in that start.
Yep.
It might be the biggest fleecing of all time if Clase keeps this
Well,
up.
you know what? The Indians made a trade with the Expos where they got Bartolo Colon and Grady Sizemore.
And somebody else, didn't
And
they?
somebody else.
Got a third player in that deal.
That was
nothing.
a good fleecing. That
Yeah,
was
that-
that
now I
really
got to
nice.
look it up because I
Yeah,
think they
it
got a
was
third player. I gotta-
Grady, Bartolo. You're right. There was another piece to that trade.
Maybe the guy wasn't good and we're wrong, but I thought they got 3 good
So
players.
the Clase trade, I mean,
Yeah, it's great.
They weren't going to keep Kluber. They had to dump him. The fact that they were able to get a guy who's been now 3 years, a frontline starter, an all-star starter this year, and the best closer, or not starter, closer, best closer in the game right now.
Why'd they let him go in that trade?
Kluber?
No, Clase.
I think there were arm issues, and by the way, he did get hurt, so he has had an injury
Yeah.
with the Guardians. I think didn't he have Tommy John after his first year, Bull?
Did he have Tommy John Clase?
Didn't
Yes.
Clase? Yeah.
Okay.
So
By the way, it was
I
the
think-
A rite of passage.
yeah.
wait,
So they were.
You'll
I think.
find
I
it.
think probably
So-
the Rangers were aware that there were arm issues. but
Bull has a stat.
no.
Go ahead.
The Indians actually traded Bartolo Colon.
Yes.
And in that
Oh, okay.
trade,
Yeah, you're right.
they
Brandon
got Grady Sizemore, Cliff Lee, and Brandon
Yeah.
Phillips.
Dang, okay.
oh my God!
Dang, that's crazy.
They ended up trading Brandon Phillips.
All
Yeah.
all-stars.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Brandon
They were all
Phillips turned
great players.
Yeah. Now the funny thing is, Bartolo probably played when all 3 of those were out of the game. Bartolo was
Yeah,
still playing.
he's still pitching for the
that's
Padres.
true.
He's still
He's
pitching
now
now.
55. He just hit a home run.
He's still playing in the Mexican League or
He is.
something.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
Yeah.
You know, how important in terms of what the closer is to actually winning games? Is the closer like the new version of the running back, right? Before closers, you thought you had to have a lights-out closer.
Yeah.
Now, not so much. You can get
Well,
a guy to close. How important is it to win?
I think it's very important, especially in the playoffs, right? As we saw with the Indians when they went to the World Series against the Cubs. You know, Andrew Miller, who wasn't their closer that year, but he was
really,
their best
yeah.
reliever, he ran out of gas in Game 7, right? Like, Kluber got overused and Miller got overused, and they were out of gas by Game 7, and that's ultimately why the Indians lost that Game 7, because those 2 guys had been so dominant for the rest of the playoffs. But I think a closer in the playoffs, especially a guy like Clase, who I think in the playoffs you could use for more than one inning. Like, you're not going to do that in the regular season regularly, but I think in the playoffs you could use him. Like, you could have Karinchak right now is back to where we saw him when
He's
he was
the old
pitching great,
Karinchak.
right?
Yeah.
Like, he's averaging almost 2 strikeouts per inning right now.
Yeah.
So
I feel
think,
comfortable with anybody in that bullpen except for Morgan right now.
Well, I don't trust him at all.
Even Shaw. I mean, he comes in and
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think if they make the playoffs, I only need my starter to go 6 innings. I can have Karinchak and Clase pitch the final 3. They can get 9 outs between
the
them.
only difficult thing about that is you're asking them to do it. If they do that, and
Yeah.
then you're playing back-to-back days.
Well, I don't want to.
If either of them goes more than one, they're not pitching the next day.
Well, in the playoffs they are.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why we got into trouble in 16 because Miller was out of gas. He
Well,
was
Miller,
overused
but
and he was out of
Miller was
gas.
going multiple innings like all the time. I can't.
He
Yes,
was
you
doing
got
it.
it.
He was doing it.
You
Frequently.
also have to hope we don't play Toronto so that Karinchak can actually pitch. Because he's not
Let's get
vaccinated.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
You-
Just so you know. He's not vaccinated. He can't play in Canada.
Good point.
It is.
That still happens.
That would be a.
Yeah,
That would stink.
Karinchak
That'd be
did not
something.
pitch. When
Only
they went
in
to
Toronto, you
last
can't
week,
play in Toronto.
Yeah, when they went to Toronto last week, he couldn't
I
go.
think he's the only unvaccinated player on the team. I believe.
I don't know that for sure because
well, it
they've had
must
so
be.
many guys come up from the minor leagues. I don't know, but
Right.
But he
he's
must
the notable
be
guy.
because he was the only one that was placed on the restricted list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Now Nolan Jones is down in Columbus and he's been replaced. I don't know the guy that replaced him if he's vaccinated.
Right, okay,
I don't know.
yeah, sure.
I would hope that one of two things would happen before October. Either
Yeah.
Canada would look at that the way the U.S. does now on vaccinations. There's no guarantee that they're going to.
Right.
Because, it was slow to change here. You would think that at some point it's going to catch up in Canada. Whether or not it will by October, I don't know. Or he'd take the damn shot.
Why would that?
Like, take the
why
shot.
would Canada do that when it would be a strategic advantage for them to keep
Well,
it at least through the
good point.
playoffs? At
Yeah,
least through the playoffs,
good
it helps
point.
Canada.
I don't know that the policy that's being set for disease control has anything to do with
I'll
the
know
Right, but if they were thinking about changing in September or
Might as
October,
well
you might
wait
as
until
well wait.
Christmas.
By the
Wait
way,
till
speaking
Christmas.
of, this is totally a tangent, but
Yeah.
I saw this and we haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
I automatically think of the Nets when we talk about this stuff.
Sure.
Sure. Kyrie.
Yep.
Durant and the Nets have agreed that they're going to move forward together.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that
Durant or
happen?
Kyrie?
It
'Cause I saw
happened right before the
Kyrie.
show started.
Durant. Yeah, I saw it this morning and I
well,
meant
that's
to bring
because
it up.
there was reports that Kyrie had kind of.
Yeah, but there was also reports that the
He was
divorce between Durant and the Nets was imminent. Like
Oh, yeah.
everybody around
But
Durant
I
said he was
wonder
playing
if
his last
it's
game
because
for the
yesterday
Nets.
there was a report that Kyrie and the Nets had kind of
Well,
settled. That
yeah.
maybe that's why Durant came around as well.
Well, for sure Durant has. I
now
don't
the
know
Nets
about
are back in
Kyrie.
the mix on the
but
East.
they're
Unless,
back.
unless Kyrie decides this is like the year he refuses to wear shoes
Right,
or something like that. I could totally see that.
Well,
where he's
Kyrie-
just like,
Kyrie already-
they're cages for your feet. I'm not being imprisoned by shoes anymore.
But getting
that's what we
back
got to
to
hope
your
for. Him
que-
being
we-
crazy.
We went away from the topic. Getting back to your question,
Go ahead.
I think having a great closer in a day and age where there's not that many great closers is a huge advantage for the Guardians.
Yeah, and because their starting pitching is coming around.
Yes.
McKenzie now is a front of the rotation ace kind of guy.
And think about some of the other teams that have that are playoff. The Yankees.
the Astros scare me more than anyone.
Well, no, but closer situation.
Oh, yeah, I'm
right?
just talking about
Like
pitching.
the Astros don't have a great closer. The Yankees are a mess right now.
Yeah.
Their closer was Aroldis Chapman. He got hurt. He wasn't pitching well. Then they went to Clay Holmes.
They're leaking
He got
oil.
killed. Now he's hurt. They traded for this kid from the Cubs. He was closing for them for a minute. Now he's hurt. So they're a mess in their pen.
But that
Good.
goes. This hits me now.
Yeah.
You got a good closer.
Yeah.
You just mentioned McKenzie's playing well. He's pitching
He's
well.
been fantastic.
You look at Bieber's pitching well.
Yeah.
Now you look like your pitching staff is rounding into shape. But now I'm
I
like,
still have questions about the rest of the
but
rotation.
if I see that
playoffs, you
pitching
need
staff,
three.
if I see that staff, man, I would have loved to do something to break. Because if you got them just a couple,
I agree,
you see
but
what I'm
they
saying?
didn't do it.
Yep.
I agree.
Because it's looking like they're rounding into shape. All you need is one more. All you need is a solid stick somewhere, and you might have a shot in a series.
And by the way, I'm going to stun you all. As I think about it now, on this date, I actually wish they would have gotten either an outfielder or another starting pitcher, even more than the catcher. As much as I've bagged on Hedges,
Yeah.
I do think, I will give him this, I think he's important for the pitching staff.
They love him.
They do love him.
He's a great
I
clubhouse
think,
guy,
and he's
too.
a leader. And listen,
You know,
we
I
know,
never heard
we
that
know
he
his
got
limitations offensively, but no, I don't think he did.
You know what?
Stunningly.
That's stunning to me.
Maybe he did. We don't know about it, but
Well,
I think we would have
heard it.
Probably, yeah.
But he
Yeah, I don't
went,
remember that.
he went off as hard on the umpires as I've heard in a couple years.
Oh yeah.
He went absolutely in on that play at home plate.
Yep.
And I thought for sure he was going to pay a 5-digit fine.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard about it yet.
Let me ask you guys this question. Tonight was supposed to be Clevenger against Plesac. We know their
Yes.
relationship, right?
Yeah.
Plesac or Savali was supposed to pitch Sunday. The game got
It's Savali
rained out.
against-
And now Savali's pitching tonight. They moved Plesac back like
Yes,
5
they
days.
did.
You think they were like purposely not wanting them to pitch against Clevenger?
I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder if that weighed into Tito's thinking.
Because Plesac's been a lot better than Savali, and you need to win. You want to win that game.
Maybe he thought he'd be in his head. Is that why you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm just I don't.
Might be.
I'm not saying it's necessarily the case. I just wonder if that factored in.
Well,
'Cause now he's pitching against the.
I'll get
the
behind
Mariners
that conspiracy. I'll get
Yeah.
behind that
I
conspiracy.
mean,
tell you
it's interesting.
something.
I hadn't thought about that, but
Yeah.
they're always going to be
Right.
connected.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
I would rather it be Savali, to be honest with you.
Here's the interesting thing. These next 6 games, you are facing some good pitchers. First of all, Clevenger might be the second worst pitcher you're facing on this road trip because he hasn't pitched great, but we know he's talented.
We know what
right?
he can
Tomorrow,
Motivated.
tomorrow they face you, Darvish. We know how good he is.
That's tough.
All right. Then in the Mariners, you're facing Luis Castillo, who's had a really good year,
Yeah.
and he's coming off a bad start.
Will they
but
for sure see Castillo? Have you looked ahead?
Yeah, unless they change the rotation. But
Okay.
as of now, you're facing Robbie Ray, who was great last year and has been great for Seattle. And then what's the kid? Logan Gilbert, their second-year pitcher.
having a good year.
So the only bad pitcher you're facing is Marco Gonzalez. That's tough. And then you come home and you play, I think, the Orioles and the Mariners.
But
The Orioles have played pretty
You know
well.
what though? That's a good setup for September, late September and October
This is a good
baseball
challenge.
because the Guardians are going to throw Bieber. They're
Yep.
going to throw McKenzie.
Yep.
And let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You know.
And then right now, like you said, they need 3 pitchers. You can get by with 3.
Yeah.
They didn't in 2016. You'd rather them have 4 starters you can trust. We're going to find out if they make the playoffs, which I believe they will. We're going to find out in this next 6 weeks, can we trust Savali? Can we trust Plesac? Can we trust Quantrill?
Yeah.
The first Quantrill, Plesac have been up and down. Savali's been pretty much bad.
Yeah.
Can those guys get right, get more consistent heading into the postseason?
What scares me about that is you're playing winning teams when you're in the playoffs.
Right.
And your record goes down when you're
Yep.
playing better teams. I'd feel comfortable if they're pitching against Detroit or Kansas City.
Yeah, of course,
But
right.
I'm not feeling comfortable with all 3 of the names that you mentioned based on what we've seen from them this year.
It's
Now,
just not good that I
McKenzie-
recognize those names. That's not good.
No,
As a casual
it
baseball
isn't.
fan.
Yeah.
Do they have a better chance in the series beating the Astros or the Yankees?
Yankees right now.
I mean, the Yankees,
but
the Astros are
tradition-
playing much better
Astros
baseball.
are they're legit.
I think the Astros don't have the lights-out closer the Guardians have, but they got a good, solid pen. They don't have big names, but they're good, solid.
Yeah.
The Yankees' pen is a mess,
Yeah, it is.
and
most of the games that the Guardians play are decided by the
late.
bullpen.
And the Guardians have a big advantage over the Yankees in the bullpen right now. Now, by the time we get to the playoffs, maybe the Yankees have.
Are you worried
Got
about
healthy.
Clase having so often when a closer has
Yeah.
a great 4 months of the season? I always hold my breath because I'm waiting for the gasket to blow.
Right, 'cause there's always a
he's
stretch
been
where he
nearly
doesn't pitch
perfect.
well. Yeah.
I think he's got 2 blown saves, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
1 or 2. He's been almost
2.
perfect.
He has 2.
But I always think back to
Yeah,
Jose Mesa.
even Mariano Rivera would have 1 week a year where he didn't
bad
pitch well.
one. And you
One
just
bad
didn't want
week.
it to be in October.
Yeah, right,
But
which it never
remember,
was.
in
Well,
95,
pretty much never was.
or in 97 with Jose
Yeah.
Mesa,
Right.
he was as close to perfect as a closer can ever be.
Yep.
Until the extra
Until it
innings
mattered
of
the
Game
most.
7.
Yeah.
Until it
Yeah.
mattered the
Yeah.
most. Joe Table.
Yeah.
All right. Have we exhausted the Guardians talk?
We have. Well, we got a little good bet, bad bet, so we'll look
Okay.
forward to
How did
tonight's
we do
game.
yesterday?
Let's get these
Bull, I'm
standings up
coming.
here, Anthony.
Didn't I
Is
have
that
the
through
Jets?
Tagboard? What'd you say?
I thought I had picked the Jets yesterday, didn't I?
No,
No, you did not pick the Jets.
did not.
Bad job.
I'm so
on me.
sorry, boy.
I was 3-0 again. Or
no,
no, I was 2-1.
You were 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went 2-1 yesterday.
We are now tied
G.
in the
Bush
loss
went
column.
0-3.
I'm
Bull
looking
went-
for any win I
0-3?
can get.
You went 0-3, G. Bush.
Gee, you're only a game over 500.
Oh, gee.
I watched part of that Jets preseason
I mean,
game alone in a winking lizard.
I was winning for so long. I ran out of gas down the
And
back
Mike is
stretch.
30 games over
And you know what?
500.
I want to dive into that before
Yeah.
we talk about the bets, because I know you keep dismissing this,
Hmm.
but when you were 20-10, we were looking at it going,
Yeah.
hey, wow, could be beginner's luck, and then you were 40-20.
Yeah.
Now you're 60-30.
He's picked almost 100 games. At
If
this point.
you had played a moderate amount of cash
Right.
on those games,
Yeah.
you would probably be able to take
I'd have a much
year
worse
off
record
of work.
somehow if I put money on that, probably. That's the thing.
What are you doing? Like, what's your method? Are you
First of
doing
all-
any research at all?
First of all, I do have a new picture for when we do that because I got an old-timey picture taken
Listen,
solo
I gave
at
up.
Cedar,
I've asked
at Cedar
50
Point.
times for it to be
No, I'll
changed
tell
to
you.
the cat picture.
I'm gonna have an
We
old-timey
can't do that.
photo.
It's impossible.
Oh, I got it. But anyways, I'll crop it for you guys and everything. But it's an old-timey
It's not gonna
photo
get done.
I took at Cedar Point.
It will be the cat picture tomorrow.
I'm like a gambler.
That's a
it's-
guarantee.
It's sepia. So
Sepia, huh?
the secret is, I'm a paper dragon. Or is it paper tiger? Paper
Paper champion?
tiger. I'm a paper tiger. I'm a house of cards. I'm a total fraud. I have no idea how it's happening. I really don't. I'm kind of going by vibe. And
Are you going good, bad, bad, bad?
I mean, I look
good,
at who's
bad, good?
pitching and stuff like that, and I just say, you know what I think part of it is I think what would happen here based on a narrative as a Cleveland sports fan.
Gotcha.
Oh,
That's really part of it.
That's a good theory.
You know, and that's kind of what, and I'm not saying it'll last, as I said, I'm just totally pulling it out of my A, but
You're
that's
doing
what
it
I'm
2
doing.
out
I'm
of
just kind of
3,
like that's
which
why
is astounding.
like that's why I picked Padres to win today, because I just feel like that Clevenger thing matters, the mentality. No matter what they put in the numbers, no matter what the line is or anything like that.
So you're going, what's the most Cleveland thing?
Yeah.
What would be the most
possible
Cleveland
in
thing
this
to
scenario?
happen?
That's
All right.
funny.
And so that's kind
you
of
have a
that's
good
kind of
feel
how I'm
for it.
betting.
You are the man of Cleveland.
Yeah, it'll eventually.
Polk
bottom
literally
out.
goes 2-1 every time.
Every
he
day.
hasn't gone 3-0 yet. I don't
Yeah.
think he's gone 0-3 yet.
I'm
I
just
think he
consistent.
goes 2 for
Well,
1 every
yeah.
single
That's
time.
what
Great.
his overall is. He gets 2 out of
2
3.
for 1 exactly. All right,
Hey,
let's
Mike,
get to the
we
bets today.
officially starting over on September 8th when the NFL season starts.
We are going to start over on September.
so I
This
gotta-
contest will end on September 7th.
So I've got to have a couple of 3-0 days, but I've been. I
You've
think
been
I'm
good.
like 12 of my last
Jay's been
15.
hot lately. All right, let's
I've
get to
been red
today's
hot.
bets. The first one is Mike just mentioned the Guardians underdogs by 1.5 at the Padres.
You got to go against me every
I know. I
time.
want you to be. I want
Yeah.
you to be against me.
All right.
Okay, that's a good bet. I think
2-2
that's a good-
split, but Mike Polk is still the percentage leader, so
Weird
maybe
feel.
him and G.
Weird
Bush can
feel
pick
for
the
that
game
one.
there.
Hope I'm wrong. Totally hope I'm wrong.
Can I change to Mike's pick?
Look,
All right, let's
No.
get to the next one here. Over 8.5 runs. I know Clevenger with a little bad blood here.
Oh, same
And
picks
once
for
again-
everybody.
Bull.
Pulling Jay on the same page, going against G. Bush and Mike Polk.
I feel like it's a slugfest tonight.
Clevenger's gonna
Yeah.
pitch.
And
I
last,
think there's going to be a lot of runs tonight too.
but not least, we have to go outside of the Guardians game here. And let's see, we do have a little differentiation between Jay and Bull.
Okay.
White Sox getting a 1.5 tonight at Baltimore.
okay.
Everyone's on the same side.
Who's pitching?
except
Is it Cease? Who's
Bull.
pitching for the White Sox?
Cease.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You still feel good about that?
I'm
surprised that
I
you were different
don't
on that
even
one.
remember making that White Sox Baltimore
I'm surprised at that pick. I'm glad that we were
What is
opposite
it
on
against
that one.
Cease against who?
Volk, who's 4-1 with a 3.3 ERA. So,
Yeah, I didn't know enough
but
about
Cease
him.
has been unbelievable the
Yeah,
last
he
2
has.
months.
Wait, who
He
was
has.
pitching for the Orioles? I couldn't hear you the first time.
Anthony Volk, he's 4-1 with a 3.33
You're saying his name wrong.
ERA.
There's no Anthony Volk.
The big Vogue.
VOCH. Vok.
Vok.
I didn't know him.
Vok daddy.
When I
I
looked
don't
at
think
it,
it's
I know-
Anthony.
Fuck,
Well, whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
What's the origin?
He's a
What is the
loser
historic
tonight.
origin of
Cease
that
has
name?
been really good.
Cease has been
Actually
excellent.
good.